Good day, this is Conrad Vargas, the old desert naturalist. I'm in the high deserts in the Colorado desert. And I have today a special little treat. I have two favorite animals here in the desert. One is the kangaroo rat, which is a very long-tailed little thing. It's like a mouse, but it's the cutest little thing. The other is the horned lizard that we have in the desert. I have a beautiful little horned lizard. I don't know if it's a little boy or a girl, but it really doesn't matter. But the horned lizard is so unique because on the back of its head, he has these horns that protrude. As far as the defense goes, they really are kind of useless. But if you look at the color of him, you can see that he just blends with the desert so well. The horned lizard is a unique thing. All lizards will do this. I'm going to turn him on his back. And they always fight you at first. They don't want to go to their back. But I lay them on their back very gently. I'm still holding him down gently. And I'll start to rub his belly. And he'll go to sleep. I'm holding him with my right thumb a little bit just so he won't move. But now I'm going to move my thumb. And he's going to lay there. And he'll go to sleep. Whoop, he says, I'm not going to go to sleep. He says, I'm outside and I want to run away. But you rub them gently. They really like that. The horned lizard is kind of unique. If an animal grabs it to eat him, I don't know why exactly what the principle is, but he will actually bleed from his eyes. Blood will actually come out of the eyes. And if the blood is bad tasting, I'm not sure. I wouldn't want to taste it to find out. But I do know that the blood will be extruded from the eyes. When I was a young kid, we used to call them horny toads. That's not the right name. They're the horned lizard, but I still like to call him a horny toad once in a while. When you hold them, they become so confident that you're not going to hurt them, and I don't suggest that you pick them up like this because they are very fragile animals, really. But he's a beautiful thing, and he lives in the desert, and he eats insects, and he's a happy little fella as long as I hold him gently. I don't want him to jump out of my hands.
What does the skin feel like?
The skin, by rubbing it backwards, it's like running on fish scales. You run it this way and it slides over. You run it the other way and it feels like scales of a fish. I don't know how to put it because it's little tiny little bumps that have friction on your hand. And he has this beautiful little fringe of little scales on each side, plus scales on his legs and on his tail. I just hate to turn this little fella loose because he's so pretty. But we're going to turn him loose. We always want to turn these little critters loose. We don't want to keep them as pets. We look at the camouflage. We've put him on a side of a tree here. And look how the camouflage works so well. If you were back 10 feet, you wouldn't be able to see him. But next we're going to turn him loose. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, and children too, when you see these beautiful creatures in the desert, leave them alone. Don't try to take them home because they cannot survive unless you really know what you're doing. So just love them and leave them. He just ran into the shade underneath my body here. He wants out of the sun. It's 108 degrees, and if you notice, I'm only wearing a t-shirt because it's so warm today. Stay tuned next week when I may turn this beautiful little creature loose on the real creature, my wife.